Hey again, YouTube, Nutjob with a machete, back with machete. I'm never going to get tired of saying that. So what I've got here is the cold steel Cutlass Machete. You guys might notice that I've been trying to test out a lot of their historical sword replication machetes. The Kopis, the Chinese war sword based on the Dao, the Thai machete, all of those. And, well, this is the next in line. There are a few things I like about it, there are a few things I might modify on it, and there's a few things that I'm not too keen on. But, yeah, let's start and see where we go. The sheath, as always, it's a standard Cordura sheath with the nylon plate tips. It's riveted together, and actually, you can see it's pretty wavy in this case. I'm also not super happy with the fit at the top. The machete is in there straight, and you can see a little gap. So, not too fussed about that. Single snap retention, pretty much standard for like their Latin machetes, which I actually think this sheath is for a Latin machete, and they just stuck this curved cutlass in there. Mostly because when I do up the snaps, you can see that the belt loop bends off to one side. Belt loop's actually, I think, a little bit bigger than the one that came on the Kopis, so that's one thing to note. As for the machete itself, okay, I like this machete. I actually like it quite a bit. It is, if I remember correctly, 1055 carbon steel. As you can see, the blade doesn't go all the way down here, but that's perfectly fine. Some people, when they're gripping, they like to do a finger above the guard. I'm not a fan of that. I like my fingers, and the gap here is very small, so too much of a chance of me slicing open a finger, and this one's just finished healing, so I'm happy keeping them. They've got the same black bacon anti-rust coating. This one actually has a nice flat spine. A lot of the machetes that I've been getting, the spine has kind of had a little bit of a, not quite a bevel, but it's like someone's just been grinding it on an angle and doing it really quick. So, clipped point, sort of. And my fiance actually doesn't like that. So what I might do in the future is I might grind off this point. If I'm going to do that, I'll just get rid of the clip point and smooth it out a little bit. It'll remove a little bit of the weight forward balance, so it'll remove a little bit of its chopping power, probably not enough to really affect it. I'll also probably strip the blade and give her a really good polish. Now, as you saw in the Kopis video, this is like 3.2 millimeters thick, so it doesn't have that same bend. Despite being a little bit longer than the Kopis, it doesn't have that same bend that the thinner metal had. But one of the upsides is it's heavier. As always, I'll put the specs and everything below, but this thing's a little bit heavier, so it has a good pendulum motion when you're chopping with it. It's got pretty decent weight forward balance. The D-ring is fully enclosing the fingers, and there is actually metal in there, but just like with the Kopis, it's not a hell of a lot. There's more in the handle than in the D-ring, but the fact that there's any metal in there at all is really nice, because of course, you know, you can punch with it, do a little bit of kickback, and then get to chopping distance. One of the things I like about cutlasses, now, you've seen many different designs of cutlasses. Some are very swept, so that on ship you could get really good slashing cuts and still be in the confines of a ship. Some you will see straight, with a slightly more rounded tip, almost reminiscent of a Norman broadsword or something like that. Those are cool too. I've also seen some Cutlass bayonets, but yeah, its balance point is about a third of the way up the blade. And the blade itself is actually pretty damn sharp. This one, unlike the Copious, did not come with really nasty burrs along the edge, but it did need a little bit of cleaning up. Not a hell of a lot, but just a little bit. And actually this one, you know how you always get those kind of irritating cold steel stickers? This one didn't have one of those stickers. So that was kind of nice. I didn't have to worry about getting the goof off and taking it out. But as you can tell, she's pretty sharp. Haven't chopped myself with this one yet, but it's probably coming. The grip on it, very much like the Copious, it had a little indentation here. Not actually a groove, more of a flat spot for your grip. Helps you keep edge alignment. It also has this little thumb ramp almost at the end, which I find is very nice for extended saber grip. But what you might find, just like me, is that the plastic is a little bit slippery, even with the D-ring on, fully enclosing your hand, so that your hand's not likely to go all the way down. I put some cloth hockey tape on here just to give it a little bit better grip. I actually double wrapped the cloth hockey tape because there's a little bit of shock transfer chopping into my wooden stump out there, stump of death. So yeah, but I do have a Ballistics Gel Cut Test for you guys. So we'll go to that and then we'll come right back. Chops pretty well. The edge alignment with this, it's kind of a semi-oval handle, but it's got a nice swell on the handle right here. It really helps on the edge alignment, so you can get good, controlled, quick chops. The weight of this thing does make it a little bit harder for recovery on quick little chops like that, so I would actually prefer to just let the weapon go. I do like this thing. It's, well, like I said, it's a recreation-ish of a historical sword, and yeah, I do kind of like those, especially when I can't afford a real one. Oh well. But yeah, this thing's actually pretty cool. If I do modify it, I will obviously post the video showing what I've done and show you guys. Given the fact that the sheath, like I said, I think it was for a Latin machete, something that doesn't have this curve, I'll probably make a kydex for this. And if I'm going to do that, I always like stripping it if I'm going to do its own kydex, because this black crap will just strip right off anyways. So that's about it for this cold steel Cutlass Machete. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you like videos like this, feel free to click like, feel free to subscribe for future videos, and feel free to share this video as much as you want. Till next time, guys, I'm Nutjob with Machete. Stay sharp.